So you have your ignition and your starter switches right here. Your ignition is a 3-position switch. Top is off, middle is going to be power to your inverter, and bottom is full ignition. You're going to wait to hit the starter. You're going to wait to hit the starter until all the gauges come to rest. You're going to let the computer do its self-check. Once the gauges come to rest, then you can start the motor. Now, up inside the dash right here, you have a Jake brake switch. Right now it's in the on position, and right next to it, you have low, medium, which is in the middle, and then bottom is high for your Jake brake. You're always going to run your Jake brake off in slippery or wet conditions. You do have a high idle switch. You can put the high idle on and you can see it ramps up your RPMs. If you happen to turn it on and it doesn't go up, it means your voltage was at a level that it should be at. Or if it stays on like it did right now, it's because it's adjusting to make sure your voltage stays up where it needs to be. So this does have a load manager on it, so if you happen to be parked at down wires or something and you don't have your high idle on and you have lights going and it happens to just all of a sudden come on, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Transmission check that I was talking about before, that they recommend not doing the checking at the dipstick, it's on this gear shifter right here. So you're going to hit the plus and minus button both at the same time, and it starts off with saying oil level reading, and it's doing a countdown. So it's going to keep saying the oil level is reading until it gets to it's a settling position. It can take up to 2 minutes for it to do the countdown. So there's just a few seconds left, so we'll see if it finishes out. Okay, now it says the trans oil level is okay. Now if you hit both plus and minus arrows again, now it says oil life is 99%. Once again, that's oil life of the transmission. This is all transmission related stuff. Your filters are okay, your trans health is okay, and it's not throwing any codes, and now it just tells what generation transmission you have, and now it goes back into your double neutral switch. Up underneath the dash here, I'm going to shut it down. Up under the panel here, you have a station regen initiate and a regen inhibit. So the only time that you would ever use the regen initiate is if a mechanic, if you're having issues and it's throwing a code and a mechanic is recommending that you try to force a regen on it. It's not often that that works. Usually they'll have to come out and hook their computer up for that to work. So you will probably rarely, if ever, use that. The other switch right here, the red one that says regen inhibit, so that will stop you from regenerating. You want to make sure that if you ever do flip that switch, that it is switched back as soon as possible, because if you forget about it, the truck will not go into regen mode and could cause further issues. So the reason why they have that is if you're parked really close to a building, pumping, and it's the exhaust side right by the building, or if you're parked over foliage or something, your exhaust is getting really hot and it's to avoid a fire. So now over on the pump side, actually I'm going to start the truck. Do you mind starting